There are the reasons, and some of the other panelists can give a lot of those reasons. I believe it's why we are here. I believe humanity has a purpose, and I break that down into what I call the three pillars of purpose, and that is protect and expand the domain of life, improve and evolve human civilization, and to explore and experience all there is in the universe. And those three, that means save the planet, because you're no good to the neighborhood if your house is burning down, right? So we have to save the planet, but I want to go a step further and carry the seeds of life to places now dead. I want to see what the next level of human civilization is. Right now, we're apes with guns and rockets. I want to see what we could do next. Where's the next level after, let's say, democracy? And then the third, which is the fun one, which is to explore and experience everything. I love this when I actually talk to, let's say, a Christian group, and I point out in the Bible, that you didn't know we were going to go there. But in the Bible, that after God has created Eden, He basically tells Adam and Eve to go out and name the things I have created. Well, you know what? They're not all here.
And I think once we start settling, you may also have an inspiration effect in the same way that settlers were inspired like a few hundred years ago to leave Europe for the New World, the so-called New World, because they saw it as a virgin land where they could, well, not entirely virgin, but them virgin land where they could start a new life and do things they weren't able to do back in the old world. And of course, there's the science that we're doing throughout the solar system, hopefully beyond as well. So that's all the positive stuff, the carrot stuff. The stick stuff is some of the stuff that Elon Musk would sometimes talk about, that we really need to become multiplanetary because we're in a very vulnerable position here. We are as Carl Sagan said famously, on a speck of dust suspended on a ray of sunlight. There have been disasters in the past, like asteroid impacts. That's not the only potential one. We could have a catastrophic solar storms. We're vulnerable here. And that's another reason why we should expand and be multiplanetary.
This like unsatiated curiosity that we all have for, understanding things that we don't currently understand. And, really leaving Earth is the best way of doing that. Because, we have our, cradle, if you will, but who knows, as we go to different places, what, biology, what chemistry will be like on those planets that, have had billions of years to develop in their own unique way. So it really is. I love what Rick always says, bringing the seeds of life to dead planets. I think that's an absolutely phenomenal, reason why humans are here. And so, yeah, those are my thoughts.
Tiny planet into outer space and become a multi-planetary civilization in this generation. Just like our ancestors left Africa to colonize the other continents. Now we need to move beyond our planet. And this will have fantastic scientific implications and technology, obviously, that we have to develop even to go to Mars, that we can apply here on planet Earth. And incredible, even better economic developments, bringing new materials and all these technologies that are becoming cheaper once we have to develop them in other environments. But one thing that I particularly like is to find our cousins. I'm looking for the Martians.
And that's a cadre of people who used to work with Gerard O'Neill. I would say that at this point in Rick's life, that some of us are Tumlinsonians, because he's had quite a large impact on the way we look as orphans of Apollo. But to get to the more hedonistic and maybe economic reasons for why we go to space, Charles Koch, who I don't really have any truck with in terms of his politics or economic standing, he did say that innovative technologies, which is the key to enhancing the human condition. If we don't have innovation, we would be living in caves. And so I think that innovation, even though people say, hey, why don't we spend this money, instead of spending it in space, why don't we spend it on curing cancer? Well, the first thing is You can't spend money in space. There's not even a dispensing machine on the ISS that you can put money in and get a Coke out. Everything gets spent here.
It has a lot of positive aspects actually in all the 5 foundational areas of technology that has built our civilization: energy, materials, information, transportation, and biology. In all of them, in energy, well, space has been driving a lot of attention lately, and most of the nuclear research right now are focused on trying to be used for propulsion. Materials, well, graphene, single crystal graphene could be the solution for the space elevator here on the moon or Mars.
So one does not think about chimpanzees when one thinks about space or why space is so important. But if you consider when we left the forest a few million years ago, we left behind some of our relatives, and they chose not to come with us to explore outside of the forest. Although things were pretty nice there, there was lots of food and things were pretty easy. But for some reason, a group of those primates left the comfort of the forest to explore and go forth into a little bit more difficult territory, and it sort of worked out. And we've been doing that for quite a long time. We find a place that's really comfortable, and then some folks decide, hey, you know what, it's kind of boring here. Let's go find out what's on the other side of that mountain, even though you're in a perfectly good and happy place and safe place. But that's just not how humans work. I mean, we need to explore. We have this lust for exploration.